So, alright, Nagisa, take me to the land of tomorrow, or we're gonna get cut off, whichever. You know, whatevs. Another fight already? Every time they have these loading screens, I'm scared he's gonna die. I really am. Every time. Double loading screen this time, even. Something really super special.
This way.
Oh, and there's no cutscene. It's just a, oh hey, there's
seriously trusting a guy like that? I'm sure he's planning to betray you. You think so?
I would think so, but if I was in game, I'd be very skeptical. But out of game, I'm not skeptical at all. I believe him. But hey, here's a shortcut. That means obviously we're going to be coming back here later for some reason. Maybe we're going to get cut off later on. We're going to have to come back. Although, I wouldn't mind if you do say so for yourself. Batteries? Great. Can I have some batteries? That's not a battery. It's not even the blue one, which I kind of sort of want. You fucking dick. Is that a shiny? No, it's just a white part of the vehicle. Looks shiny-ish. So where are we going? He's leading me to the flag, right? Ultimately? No, that is the flag. So what does this mean? There's a crossroads here, clearly. Are we going forward, or are we going... Is it forward left? It's forward right. Left is a dead end, seemingly. Unless that's the secret exit. Yeah? Yes? Oh. Oh god. Hey!
Let's play!
Well, let's play! Hey! I am let's playing.
Don't come near me!
Oh man. Yep, we got another section of this. Are they just coming from the front? Oh god, no, there's one of those. Oh jeez. Oh god, wait, where did this come from? I'll take that. Genocider. You have room to play now. When Genocider has room, Genocider will play. Super special awesome move, go! Oh, that's right. These guys only, the ball Monokumas don't actually damage, but that's okay. I'll kill them anyways. Hey, Toko doesn't get damage, so it's fitting. Well, so is my ultimate goal to knock over those guys? Oh, hey! There's another one of these things. So can you even damage Nagisa? Like, they don't damage me, but maybe they can damage Nagisa? Do I eventually have to go fight those guard duty guys? Yes, I do. Wow, perfect time! Super move! Seems like there's a whole bunch of them. Yeah, there's a whole bunch! For a second I thought I only got one. Okay, we're gonna get Leon's hair and Mondo's hair. I think those were both in there, yeah. There's 5 people, though, and there's only so many guys. I don't know if I've ever seen a Fumi's hair. I probably have, I just haven't paid attention for it. Yahoo! Oh, another battery! I will never end! Genocider will never end! Wait, I can keep doing the super move, what the fuck? I just did the super move. I can do it again? How can I do it again? Alright, give me somebody to do it on, I'll do it again. Totally. Oh, there's another battery! Genocider never ends! I never need to play as Komaru again, ever! Yeah, I just did the super move though. Why can't I do it again? I mean, I will, but why? Is there only the one? One person's not enough. Alright, fine, I'll do it on just the one person. Super move, go! Wrong super move, whatever. Oh god, it never ends! Alright, fine. Yes! Give me your energy! Genocider never needs to end. I mean, she has unlimited scissors, right? So she should have unlimited batteries. It's only fitting. Round of applause. Is there like a percentage chance that you can keep going even if you should have had to stop, maybe? Possibly. Oh my god, I got that back up so quickly. Holy shit, how does that happen? It never ends. The super move made it so that super never ends. And neither does Genocider. Oh my god! It never ends! Genocider never ends! Ha! You can keep bowling me all you want. As long as I'm still Genocider, it won't hurt me. In fact, I don't even know if that hurts Komaru, because I don't think those guys can hurt Komaru. Maybe they can. Okay, I've done the barbershop. Okay, I'm getting the barbershop again. Oh, it's so much more perfect when there's 5 of them. God, those faces. Like, Genocider's like, you're coming, bitch! It's cool also you can... I did that through Tsugi. Like, that's such a fun thing. Oh, I saw another battery. Let's get that before I run out. Like, if I ever want to use the special move, it's on these fucks right here. Yeah! Did I get a few with it? Yeah, I got more than one with this thing. Good. These guys are the annoying bitches. Like, this was like practically a boss at one point. But now they're throwing these bosses out everywhere. And it's not even like we really leveled up. They're just getting harder. The game is getting harder, which makes sense. We're on chapter 4 after all. It makes sense if the game gets harder. Man, we get this gauge up so quickly now. It's pretty hilarious. We quickly... oh my god, it never ends! Never ends. Genocider will never end. You thought it was over, but there's more Geo. Okay, you. Ah! That's right, Super Turbo Blaster Charge. If that's a thing. Super Turbo Blaster Charge, go! Oh, there's another fucking battery! Is this on purpose? Do they not let me end, or am I getting really funny luck? I would buy both interpretations. Where's somebody to kill? Oh, you. Okay, sure. I keep having the super moves, I keep doing them. This is why you make Genocider OP, so this can happen. I wonder what the world record? This is definitely my record for the longest that I've had. It's always the same place. Maybe they make it so you can't lose Genocider if you don't want to. I don't know. Maybe, to make it easier on you, because this is a hard section. I don't know. God, that goes up quickly when you do it a certain way. Oh, it's over. Yep. It's definitely the longest I've had Genocider for one time. I wonder what the world record is. No. For all Genocider all the time. I wonder what the record is. Anyways. I'm still Genocider even. Through the loading screen. But we can turn that off now. And she still has her super move ready to go. Holy shit. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm such a cheater. So he wants to go that way. Which of course means we're going to start by seeing what's over all the other ways. Anything through here, like a shiny person hiding through the cracks. The cracks in the fire trucks. The cracks in the asses of the fire trucks, like this right here. There's like, you know, a partition sticking through the ass of the fire truck. Is that the ass? Yeah, it is the ass. It's not the front. It's clearly the back side, right? Unless the front looks like the back. Because that, if your face looks like your ass, there's something wrong with you. Just a little bit. No, your face looks pretty much like your ass, but I don't think your ass has any eyes on it. Yeah, your ass has like a thin line through it, like a mouth, which is weird because it's an ass. Though I guess if it's a vertical, but it's wrong facing direction. But that has eyes, so I think that's the front. I think that's the face, and the other one's the ass. It's just a weird ass by comparison to other asses that we've seen. You know, an ass of you and me. I don't suppose you're going to let me go this way. I just have this feeling that I'm going to try to go in the puzzle room, and you're going to be like, no. But I can try, right? Always do everything you can to go out of the way until they force you to not. Yeah, thought so.
Hey! Where are you going? The secret passageway is this way!
I'm just doing what I fucking want. Has he noticed my... Shut up. Has he noticed my butt gun yet? Because, I mean, I'm not even hiding that thing. I've been using it to fight these Monokumas. And he seems like a smart cookie. He should have noticed it by now. I mean, there's gameplay story segregation. And then there's... I mean, come on. I've been killing all the Monokumas with this. How else have I been doing? How else have I been beating all the bosses? You've got to have noticed this. Maybe, if it was a trap, this would actually be a good way for them to find out how I keep beating them. Like, after all, they've never been beaten. Like, how am I beating them? They don't know about this gun. So, they pretend like he's helping us. This would be a smart trap. It's not what they're doing, but it would be smart if they were. If they had me, they forced me to help him, and then, he saw how I was beating them, and I'm beating them with this gun, and he knows that now. So if I do decide to change my mind and, let's say, not escape, then, he'll know that, and he'll know that I have this gun. Assuming he's been paying attention and not just super cowering in fear and not even noticing. Whatever the case, though, still no shiny people. If this was... I don't know, I guess Chapter 3 got to me, because Chapter 3 was pretty damn short. But... Alright, let's go. Let's go, Nagisa.
The secret passageway is this way.
This feels a bit too easy, just maybe. Oh, hey. I see another thingamajigger. Another, thing that I can spin and try to get a battery. You know. Because I haven't used Genocider enough lately. There's just not been enough usage of the Genocide. Oh, God, no, I want the... Oh well. Didn't have to even get close to that one. Just trigger. Just fucking triggered. Don't kill him. Don't kill Nagisa. I don't know, I have this feeling.
So cruel. This is too cruel.
This is what happens when people try to leave without Nagisa's help. Because, yeah, kill all the adults. Nagisa probably doesn't think it's cruel at all. Do you even not even bat an eye as long as they're older, over that age? Honestly, if it was me, and I was in his position, and he sees the world in blue and purple people, maybe that's how they get away with it. Maybe that's their justification. Like, we're seeing the world through plot twist. We're not even seeing the world through Komaru's eyes. We're seeing the world through a kid's eyes somehow. And that's how the kids are okay with it. They justify it to themselves because they're just random adults that are blue and purple people. They're not real people. Purple skin and blue skin people aren't real people, guys. That's right. People from Avatar, they're fake people. They're demons. Well, some people would say so. The only reason that the people with the wristbands aren't purple and blue is so that they can distinguish, so that they know specifically who they're hunting for. I mean, they're fine with killing everybody, but they gotta know especially who to look for to get those points. So that's why the wristband people aren't purple and blue, but they'll still kill them just the same. Just as long as they don't have to constantly be seeing their faces and stuff. It's not as bad.
I won't look. But even if I don't see it, I can pretty much figure out what happened.
You can try not to look, but you're seeing it in your mind's eye, 'cause that's how you are.
You really don't feel anything saying this?
That's a good question, Nagisa. Do you? You seem the most sane out of all the kids.
These people are demons. Our enemies.
All of them? Really? All of them? You think all adults are evil? I mean, it'd be one thing if he said something like, I don't know, maybe when he started this, he's like, no, not all adults are evil, but if we even let a few adults live, there's the chance, like, it'll be too fearful. We're too used to being scared of them that maybe some of them are good, but how can we know? The only way all we can do is kill all of them, and, you know, we'll be sad that a few of the good ones died, but we'll know that the bad ones definitely died because they all died. That'd be one possible justification, but they haven't even brought that up. Maybe it's because that's too morbid for them, so they're just pretending they're lying to themselves that all adults are bad. Again, this reminds me of fucking Ace Attorney plots. It reminds me of a speech Edgeworth made. Oh, man. You know, you never know which victims are innocent and which are guilty, so all I can do is do my job and assume they're all guilty, and that'll make me feel better. Yep.
That's not what she asked.
You said it before, right? It's because you're afraid of adults?
Indeed. Indeed.
Yeah, that's right. We can't help but be terrified around adults.
Well, with all these many dead adults, I think you can understand us being terrified of you now. It just is a never-ending cycle in that case, though. Someone has to end it, but we really can't end it if you kids are gonna be this crazy. I mean, you've been Junko-fied. You seem the least Junko-fied, but I mean, people like Monica and Jotaro seem super Junko-fied.
If the adults just didn't exist, we could live peacefully. That's what I believe.
Yeah, but all adults started as kids. I mean, I know you realize that, but I don't know. Honestly, though, maybe he doesn't think about it. I know for a while, like, when I was younger, I didn't even think about it. Like, grown-ups are just grown-ups and kids are just kids. Sometimes you think like that when you're a dumb kid. And it wasn't until a certain point in my life. Well, I kind of knew it, but it wasn't until a certain point that it always clicked with me that, oh, this guy seems, you know, so mature and so old, but he was a kid at one point. I don't know, I don't know when it was exactly in my life, but there was a point where it clicked. And every time I saw someone, I'm like, you were a kid at one point. That's interesting, because there's some grown-ups that just seem so grown up that it's hard to imagine them as kids. And there was a point in my life where, I mean, I kind of knew that they were kids at some point, but I didn't think about it. Like, no, this guy is just a grown-up. You can't think of them as a kid. But I guess if you're a kid, I can sort of see maybe thinking that way and not thinking about it, but, yeah.
Why are you so afraid of adults?
Because they fucked them up. At least a couple of them did. But probably only a choice couple. So, going after all adults because of a choice couple, eh.
We Warriors of Hope were classmates in the Hope's Peak Elementary program.
Well, yeah, the teachers at Hope's Peak were all full of shit. I remember that. Utsuki looks weird. I mean, her face looks fine. Her legs look fine. Ugh, why should I look? I shouldn't look there. They're almost showing us a crotch shot. Yeah, they're elementary school kids. Why are you doing this game? No, but she said she's actually 18. Was she lying or telling the truth? I don't know. The uniform doesn't match her, that's what I wanted to say. Jotaro actually, honestly, doesn't match either. But, are all their uniforms show legs, actually? Even Masaru's and Nagisa's and Jotaro's are showing all the uniforms show legs? God, pervy teachers. But yeah, we know that, from the academy, the teachers were kind of jerks, and they were doing jerky things, and they fucked up Hajime. And it wouldn't be surprising me if the teachers at Hope Peak Elementary were jerks too. I get it, they're jerks. Some of the adults are jerks. It's understandable, but you can't judge every adult in the world by some douchey adults. It's just, as I said before, it's like judging all prosecutors as evil just because you've met a few that are kind of evil.
We were in the classroom where they put all the troublemakers.
Oh. Oh. Wait, you're a troublemaker? Or, I'm sorry, were you put there because you're troublemakers, or did you happen to end up with the troublemakers? Because if you were put there because you were troublemakers, was that because of Junko's influence? Or was that because, was this before Junko and you were just douches? If you were douches, did you really get little ultimate titles? Especially Monica. Especially Nagisa. Really? I don't know, I'm conflicted.
But I resented being called a troublemaker.
Okay.
It makes it sound as if we ourselves were the cause of the trouble.
How about instead of troublemaker, how about trouble outlet? Maybe? Maybe the adults are making the trouble and you're just outlets, like, you know, it's the bully syndrome. A kid gets bullied by a bully because the bully gets beat by his parent because the parent, constantly drinks because he has a shitty ass, he's had a shitty ass job and taken shit from his boss all his life, and his boss, was never loved by his father, and it just goes, and it goes, and it never ends unless you force yourself to end it.
But that's not right. Our troubles were created by adults. By our parents.
So all your parents were shits? I guess so. That makes sense. Are you sure it wasn't your teachers? Because I thought Hope Peak was kind of full of shit. You know, that was the idea. That would make more sense, I think. Than, no, it's not really coincidence if the 5 of them were troublemakers, were put in the same class, and they just happened to stand out. No, it's not. I was thinking that's a coincidence that all your parents are shit, but no. It makes sense, because it's not like they were coincidentally put in the same class. Anyways.
They say kids can't pick their parents. Well, we were the unluckiest ones of all.
Indeed. They can pick their friends, though. Yeah, it's true. Can't pick your parents. Generally can't pick where you grow up. Can't pick your family. I mean, yeah.
My parents were, without exaggeration, the worst. Like demons.
I guess that is where it comes from. So can we get some more understanding on your parents? And how douchey they were?
My parents raised me like they were leveling me up in some game.
That's funny. Also, fake nosebleed. Also, what's with the medical thing? I guess he can only stay awake because of that, because he should be sleeping and they're driving him crazy? Wow. But yeah, you say that you hate your parents, but generally, you know, not always, but sometimes people get fucked up because their parents were fucked up. You seem to get fucked up because of your parents. Maybe your parents got fucked up because of their parents. Again, it's that cycle thing.
They didn't treat me like a person. They probably even forgot I was their child.
Yeah, I've definitely seen plots like this, but this is pretty damn extreme. Like, that you go this far and try to make a child paradise where no adults, like, that's the extreme of this kind of trope of, you know, the parents that overwork you to try to make you, you know, the success child that they never were. Oh my god, that's another parallel to Nagisa. Oh my god. Is there some special meaning to the name Nagisa that I'm not seeing? Because I realize they have so many fucking parallels. So many.
From morning till night, study, study, study. When I got sleepy, analeptics.
When I first saw that word, I wanted to say antiseptics. Why? What is antiseptics? That's the word in my mind right now. Analeptic, antiseptic? Antiseptic, analeptic.
Even if I faint, HP is fully restored with a handy IV in my arm. 3 to 4 days straight.
That is so extreme. It's true. I've never seen an example this bad. Your parents gotta be really fucked up in that case. Oh, you know what? Oh, I just thought of something that I kind of... It's like one of those things where I sort of hope it's true, and sort of don't for different reasons. What if Junko fucked up your parents, and then led you to get more fucked up so that Junko could control you? And it's like it's like a cycle. She fucks up some people, and that helps infect other people and makes them easier to fuck up. I mean, I don't know. The reason I would not like that is because it means Junko's doing even more crazy evil overlord Mary Sue shit. But the reason I would like it is because it would make them more used and abused, and maybe make them more possible to turn on Junko if they found that out, and possible he'll face turn and join the good side and not have to die. Because I kind of like Nagisa. I feel like his death is so coming. There's so many flags for it, but I hope he can live. I really hope.
And if I showed even the slightest resistance, they'd use items to neuter my spirit.
Indeed.
And by doing so, as long as they steadily racked up XP, I'd level up to their expectations.
Well, yeah, that's one way of doing it.
And it wasn't just at home. I received the same expectations at school as well.
Is that because you kept doing better and better? That everyone expected you to do better and better, to live up to the betterness, and if you stopped getting better, everyone's gonna be like, what the fuck?
My father was a teacher at our school.
Oh, shit.
He was a researcher of children's talent.
Oh, God. Well, no, okay, it comes back. He's part of the bullshit Hope's Peak group that are kind of bullshit. That makes sense. Oh, man, that's gotta suck. That sucks so much, honestly. Even if your parents weren't that bad. Like, having to, like, no matter who you are, you need time away from your family members or your loved ones or whatever. You just need some you time, or you and your friends time. Like, separate the worlds, to use the Seinfeld term. You know, they're different worlds, and you gotta make sure the worlds don't meet. Because it's one of those things where, you know, you leave home, you say bye to your parents, and, you know, when you come back, you say hi, and it's great, you know, assuming you actually like them. But, you know, you get to the school, and if your like father is a teacher, your mother is a teacher, and you see them there too, it's gonna be like, oh no, I have to see you all day. For one thing, kids tend to be embarrassed about that. Like, no, don't see me when I'm with my friends. But even ignoring that, you want time away from them. It's good to feel like this is your other time, like they're separate times. And when there's stuff like that, it forces the times to be together, and you don't. Generally, people do not like that. I know I don't like that. And where was I going with this? But it's especially bad for him because he already doesn't like his parents, but yeah.
He used his own son to research the growth of a child's talent.
That is disgusting.
He wanted to see what the growth curve would be like if he pushed a child to the breaking point.
Yeah, that's... I mean, for the sake of science, I can understand people doing a lot of terrible things, but... your own child, I mean, there's a certain line you draw. Like I said before, I'm willing to forgive a lot of things, but that does seem pretty unforgivable. Yeah. Moral Event Horizon?
Funny? I was the subject of such an amusing experiment.
Yeah, I think that's what, that's the trope TV Tropes uses, is Moral Event Horizon. When someone's done something so bad that no matter what they do, you can't forgive them at that point. But my Moral Event Horizon for most people is probably a good bit further than most people's Moral Event Horizons, but even that sounds pretty unforgivable.
It's not funny at all.
But even with all that, I was still better off than the others.
Oh, really?
You saw Monica's legs, right? That was done to her by her family.
Really now? Okay.
Her father and older brother were jealous of her talent. And that's how she ended up like that.
Older brother, is that gonna matter? Are we gonna see her older brother? I would like to think so. Because, I mean, it just makes sense. Otherwise, just say parents. You specifically say older brother, though. So I think we're gonna learn some bit about him. Probably.
That's horrible.
I was thinking if we've seen any green-haired guys, but no, not yet in the Danganronpa games, I don't think.
Because we had talent. Because we were superior. We were treated like we were in hell.
That seems backwards.
But during it all, we didn't hold a grudge against our parents. We accepted how we were treated.
You didn't hold a grudge against them even though you should, and now you hold a grudge against everyone even though it should have been just your parents.
Because we weren't aware that it was okay to hate our parents.
Yeah. You know there's a service number you're supposed to call for shit like that, but again, parents never tell you about it. You might never learn about it. That stuff is posted up in schools and stuff, though. But then again, it's the Hope's big school, and they're bullshit, so...
We trusted the common knowledge that kids must love their parents, so we didn't fight it.
Yeah, that's really shit. That's really shit.
Instead, we bonded over our struggle, and those discussions led us to the same conclusion.
Instead of just hating your parents, which you should, hate everyone, which you shouldn't.
We had to escape from the horrifying world that made us suffer.
Wait, so you were gonna kill yourself and Junko stopped you, right? You were about to all commit suicide, group suicide, and Junko stopped you. Because she saw that prime despair that could be used for her own means or some shit, right? Wait, would she have been at that point yet? I don't know, I'm just thinking about... You know, because there's some side material related to this, related to Junko that I've read. And there's a certain point where she makes a certain transformation, so I'm trying to wonder exactly when you would have made this jump, because that could tell me a bit.
We were desperate to run away from our scary parents. Scary adults. The whole scary world.
By the by, Junko is older than Kamaru, just so you know, so if you love her, I mean... And if she's even if you have one exception, one clear example of an adult that wasn't that bad, which, I mean, it's a very weird example to say Junko wasn't that bad, but then you gotta think that more could be not that bad if even one wasn't.
And we thought there was only one way out.
Yeah, I see where this is going.
But that's when it happened.
Junko Enoshima has arrived to bullshitify the people up.
There was someone who taught us to have courage, to fight back instead of running away.
Although, if this was before her transformation, then maybe she was a genuinely good person. That's possible. I don't want to go too much into it for those who haven't read what I'm talking about, but, based on the picture, I'm thinking not. But that would be a funny twist, if she saved them in their time of need back when she was kind of a better person, before she got all fucked up. And then she just got fucked up, and when she was killed, everybody assumed that she was still that nice person and didn't realize how fucked up she got. Maybe. That would make it a little more tragic.
That was Big Sis Junko.
Indeed.
Big Sis Junko told us how.
If you don't want it, give it to me.
Oh, that's right. Give it to me, baby. Uh-huh, uh-huh.
She wanted the thing we were going to dispose of.
The despair? No, that sounds like the fucked up Junko. Okay.
Our lives.
That still sounds like the fucked up Junko.
And so, Big Sis Junko abducted us.
Wow, so that happened.
Our disappearance didn't make much news. This was around the time the incident was growing.
Okay, so yeah, it happened by that point. And also, did you just say disappearance? Was that on purpose? I'm sure you just said disappearance. Listen to this.
Our disappearance didn't make much
Yep.
news. This was around the time...
Yep, I was right. He totally said our disappearance. Was that on purpose? I don't know. Also, look how cute they are sleeping. So wait, Junko had his mask on even before he met... Sorry. Jotaro had his mask on even before he met Junko? But I thought Junko was the one who convinced him to wear the mask. I'm so confused.
Ever since then, the days have been so much fun.
Okay.
Big Sis Junko showered her possessions with love and affection.
All for the sake of fucking you up.
She gave us not only love, but a dream as well.
Oh, she's the one who put it in your heads? Bugs me a little bit, but, I mean, I guess that had to be where they were going with it, right?
The dream of creating a children's paradise, where the children can live peacefully.
But she's not a child. Junko is older than Komaru.
We also learned from Big Sis Junko the beliefs required to build that dream.
Oh god, did she teach you the amendments or whatever?
The belief that adults are demons.
And there we go.
It was as if we saw the light. Thanks to her, we finally realized.
Well, that's how it happens, isn't it? I mean, kids get fucked up and then they either get an Aruka or they get a Junko, I guess, and that's how their lives go in different places. Or they don't get anybody and they just become Gaara.
The common knowledge we had known up until then were lies adults created for their own benefit.
But what Junko tell you was also pretty lieish.
Children cannot defy their parents. Everyone must get along. Violence can never bring peace.
Violence can sometimes bring peace, but this much violence... It depends on what peace you're going for, though, because if you kill all the adults, then you'll get rid of everybody who wants you dead, so then you could say, yes, that leads to a fucked up peace.
To destroy the world based on such lies, we decided to fight against the adults.
To destroy the world based on such lies? Oh, I thought for a second that you were saying the adults were the ones trying to destroy the world. No, you're the ones destroying the world made of the lies. Okay, gotcha. For a second I thought you were confused about who started the tragedy.
As far as I remember, the first adult we defeated was a random person we didn't even know.
Oh, yep, and you look fucked up, like, oh my god, we did it, how the fuck did we do it? Okay, and it was Masaru and Johto that took the first shot, huh? Makes sense.
We learned that kids can kill adults if they wanted to, and we were encouraged.
Yeah, it's pretty scary how fragile human beings are. One little thing and boom, you're dead.
From there, we leveled ourselves up by killing demons.
You're still using the term your parents would use. Did you coin that term, or did your parents even use it? Because if you're still using it and your parents coined it, that's a little fucked up.
Big Sis Junko was so pleased. Just the idea of a child killing an adult is despair-inducing.
Of course it is.
That's just insane.
Yeah, that's pretty Junko. Although this does give a good idea of how someone can be brainwashed. I mean, this I can sort of definitely see the train of how Junko led them astray. But it was all set up nice and pretty for them. It's like, for example, a lot of the Danganronpa 2 characters, like, the game told me that, oh, Junko disparatified them. And I hear that and I'm like, with some of them, really? How? But, nah.
Just as I expected. You guys were just tools to her. She was using you.
Obviously. But I feel like Nagisa's smart enough to realize that and just said, and he'll probably say something like, yeah, but we were fine being used.
The way she took you in, it's no different than a cult.
Yep.
You bring in the weak people and attach them to your own dream.
Made it sound like it was your dream, but really, that's what Junko wanted, so indeed.
The revolution you're talking about? It's all just another piece of despair to her.
Indeed.
You guys were completely deceived by Junko and Ashima.
It's still... okay. It's so weird hearing your voice and Junko's back to back, because it is the same voice, there is not much difference. I mean, the way she speaks is different, but the tone of voice is the same. Anyways, also, again, they were being deceived, but not really. Nothing Junko said, as far as I can tell, like, from what Nagisa's told us, is really wrong. She just used it to benefit her own means. It was just perfect timing and stuff. But it doesn't sound like they... like, yes, they were deceived, but also no.
And what's wrong with that? Did I not tell you that we are her possessions?
Oh, shit. Well, there you go. He doesn't mind.
We would rather her take advantage of us than horrible adults.
She's old enough to be an adult, but okay.
Sounds like it's too late.
Indeed. And also, she's dead.
Say what you like. Big Sis Junko gave us hope. That's the truth.
Junko gave you hope. Isn't that the funniest part? That's just so funny.
And because of that hope, we were able to defeat the demon boss.
Who's the demon boss?
Demon boss?
Oh my god, did you kill Kyoko's dad? I feel like that's a bit of a retcon, because I thought Kyoko's dad was killed by, Monokuma just before he started the thing, because we see it in the intro of Danganronpa 1. But maybe they're gonna retcon that and say that was just an Easter egg, and really these guys killed him. In which case, Kyoko might have some words with you, you little shits.
Our parents.
Ah. Okay, that's not one demon boss, that's a few different demon bosses. You can't call that one. That's multiple bosses. You gotta be specific. You gotta be plural.
You killed your parents?
Obviously! Did you not think that's where this was going? I mean, I thought that was obvious that's where this was where this was going. I mean, again, that's kind of that does change their characters a little bit. Whether or not they actually killed their own parents is kind of a big deal. Or if, let's say, Junko did it for them. Oh, here's a big question. Did you each kill your own parents, or did you do, like, a murder swap? Like Nagisa killed Utsugi's parents, and Utsugi killed Monika's parents, and so on and so forth. Because that's a big deal, I feel. Knowing if you actually killed your own parents or not is kind of huge. I don't know, it's huge, in my opinion. Changes your psyche a lot.
That was a special battle that can only be fought once. That made us level up even further.
Oh, you can see the crazy coming out.
From there, Operation Children's Paradise began, and we started freeing other children.
I really do want to know, like, did you guys all gang up on your parents one at a time, or did you, like, swap, or... Because, again, I don't know, I feel like, to me, that's huge.
By doing so, the advance of the Warriors of Hope seemed unstoppable, but...
Yeah, I guess you're not going to bother answering. But Junko died, is that the butt? Junko's big butt? She has bigger boobs than butts, but I guess her butt's is nice, too. Larry butts.
Just when things were going so well, Big Sis Junko died. Killed by some idiot.
You mean herself? She totally suicided. Makoto tried to stop her, if I remember right. Makoto's like, no, we can all live together or some shit. Did he say that? Maybe I made that up in my mind. But, he definitely didn't want to do that. Junko killed herself.
When she died, and we lost our guide, we didn't know what to do.
Okay.
But Monika didn't despair.
Yeah, she probably despaired the most. She went the most crazy.
All we gotta do is fulfill the hopeful dream Big Sis Junko gave us.
Maybe, okay, it seems like Monika's having some resurrection plan. Maybe she's the one who, again, plans the Junko resurrection from Danganronpa 2. Does that mean she was somehow given the AI? But how? That never fully made sense to me. Because, like, from what I understand, it's pretty bullshit, but I guess it is Junko after all. From what I understand, after Chihiro made Alter Ego, Junko saw that and was like, and saw it on the network and whatever, and she's like, that's cool, I want to do that too. So she made her own Alter Ego. And somehow, I guess she sent that out to somebody before she died, and I assumed it was Izuru Kamakura, because he's the one who plugs it in. But maybe it was actually Monika. And then Monika just, I don't know, she's part of the plan and will eventually deliver it to Izuru, or... I don't know.
We shouldn't give up. We can't abandon hope.
Yeah, for a game that's supposed to be the link between Danganronpa 1 and Danganronpa 2, we haven't seen much Danganronpa 2 in it, just Nagito.
At that moment, Monika looked just like Big Sis Junko in our eyes.
Well, then you just know that she's crazy. Oh, great. So, our big boss isn't going to be Junko herself. It's just going to be an XP of Junko. Of course.
Things that didn't matter vanished, and we felt ourselves rising up again.
Well, she is the ultimate homeroom. She takes after... She's just like Big Sis Junko. She can compel everyone around her to be crazy bullshit.
Come to think of it, that moment, that was the real beginning of the revolution.
Indeed.
And this time around, I swore an oath.
To who?
We, the survivors, will fulfill the dream and prove how amazing Big Sis Junko is.
Amazing is one word for it. Or bullshit. Or evil. Or... I don't know. Junko is... Junko.
We would leave lies like education and love for family in the past. And create paradise.
Okay.
That is our hope.
I'm just gonna say this right now, kid. If Junko was still alive, you know what she'd do? You might not believe this, but this is what she would do, because this is the kind of person she is. Everything she does for the sake of eventually seeing someone filled with despair. That includes you. That would have been her end goal. She would have had you guys do your paradise, it would have been great, and just when you thought you'd finally had the perfect paradise that you always wanted, she would have stabbed you all in the backs and did something to despairify you. Definitely, totally. And just see the look of despair on your face when you realize she was using you the whole time just for this moment. That's what she would have done. That's what Junko is. I mean, if I've taken nothing else away from Junko, it's that everything she does for the sake of seeing people, that face, the moment that they're like, everything they thought they had achieved just went to shit. That's what Junko is. That includes you, that includes every Despair student who ever decided to follow her. Then again, by the time they're that fucked up, they probably don't care, but you don't seem as fucked up as some of those Despair students, so, yeah. And hey, if Monica really is taking after Junko, then Monica's planning to do the same thing. It would seem fitting, since she seems to care so little about them dying, maybe even enjoys it, and seems to have some plan for them, if she's even, I don't know. Well, if she is punishing them for failing, quote-unquote, then that would be just like Junko, so. And if she knows about the high school killing game, which it was being broadcast, so she probably does, then there would be a basis for it. She'd know about those punishments and decide to punish the Hope Wars if they ever fail. Maybe. I could see how Monica could get fucked up and, end up being essentially similar, but I don't know. Again, I'm not sure what is Monica's doing and what's Nagito's. That's kind of clever, to make us keep guessing about which it is they're fucking with us. Or maybe it's some other third person.
You guys, you really don't understand that you're doing something very wrong.
Oh, I think he understands. He just doesn't care if it's wrong in our opinion. This is just a demon's opinion. As long as he thinks it's right, it's right.
Justice and evil. These are beliefs that adults have defined, are they not?
Well, it's true that most definitions come for adults. Kids don't really write things into the dictionary generally, so you're probably not wrong.
First off, pure evil simply does not exist. In all evil, there is something good.
I don't know. I mean, Junko had some good in her backstory, but as she is now, there's no good in Junko. Junko is nothing but despair. So, I mean, I would agree that most people, realistically, in a realistic setting, it's hard to find someone evil unless they're really mentally fucked up and they've been that way because of like hitting the head in some way, so it fucked their brain up, and then they're kind of evil because of that. But yeah, for the most part, I'll agree that there's no one pure evil, but Junko in this case is an exception.
And in the same way, justice always hurts someone. There is no pure justice either.
I agree, and the justice you're doing to kill the demons is also not pure.
Are we really gonna stand around waxing philosophical with some little brat?
I don't mind. He seems intellectual.
I want to know why you guys chose Toa City.
Probably because he knew about the people Junko was planning to use. After all, they said that they're trying to fulfill Junko's dream, and you don't want to leave all those hostages unused.
And not only that, how did you guys get that army of Monokumas?
They work for Junko. How the fuck do you think they got the army of Monokumas?
The one who chose the city and prepared our Monokumas was Monica.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't she amazing? She created them with her special magic.
Okay, you can use that word all you want, but what did she actually do?
Magic? Don't take any of this seriously. It's just some kid talking. Basically, Monica's the mastermind. And to save Master, I gotta deal with her.
That's one way of putting it, but I feel like your wording and your facial expressions and your tone of voice don't match at all. Something is fucked up. Because of how you're talking and who you're talking to and the way you're talking. Something is wrong there.
Monica is our princess. I will never allow that.
Yeah, sure, princess. Keep calling her that. Because she's not an adult, so she can't be a queen. If Junko was around, she'd probably call herself Queen Junko or whatever, not princess.
Hey! Earlier, you said that there is no such thing as pure justice or evil.
Indeed! Then demons can't be pure evil, am I right?
But even if that's true, a dream that requires you to hurt someone, I think it's wrong.
Wait a second, you went in the complete wrong direction. You should have said there's no such thing as pure justice or pure evil, and that means the demons are also not pure evil, and your justice is not pure, right? That should be the obvious place to go based on what he said. You're a derp, Kamaru. Well, I guess we've always known that, but here it is, more proven concept.
After all this time, still saying something so naive.
I agree. There was such an obvious way to backfire his words at him, but you didn't take it.
It seems as though we really don't have much in common. I was right to ask you to leave.
What, as opposed to work for you? You're not gonna comment at all on my butt gun?
So let's go already. The secret passageway is right up ahead.
I wonder, after talking to us a bit, will there be any more effect on you when we die? Are you so desensitized that even someone you've, maybe chummed it up at least a little bit with, you don't mind if they die? At all? Any shinies? Any shinies around here? No, there is that machine, though. Oh, hey, look at all the bodies. Can I step on them? Oh, I want to walk on the mountain. I want to get to the top. The top of the body mountain. Aw. Also, mostly guys, you notice? There's some girls mixed in here, but, mostly guys. Only mostly guys. I guess that's nice, but I want more batteries. Anyways, what way are we going and what way did we come from? So that I know the best way to go in the wrong direction. Oh, there's no wrong direction to go. That would just be me going super far back in that case. Anything over here? Any shiny people? No shiny people? Okay. Alright, what do we got? What's up next, Nagisa? I'll follow your booty. Oh, we got another one of these? I thought it was third time this is a charm. We've done it 3 times already. Is there a 4th?
We're here. It's at this shrine.
I guess not. There's not a 4th. Never mind. That music made me think more fights. Oh, that run.
We should get going.
Hey, Omaru, do you have a second?
What? Are you gonna knock me out because you don't actually want me to leave? Because you want to stay here and look for Byakuya? I mean, again, it would be me that would not want to leave because I wouldn't want to leave all the hostages behind. You seem like the one who wouldn't care.
Huh? Yeah.
Are you really sure this is okay? To end it like this? Running away?
Meh.
You're asking this now? All this time I've been trying to escape.
True.
And not just that. I'm still worried about my dad and mom.
Yeah, if you know anything about that, could you say something about that, please? I mean, you knew about Makoto and didn't say anything about that.
What are you gonna do, Toko? Are you really gonna stay here?
I mean, it's not like you care about any of the people that are still down there, right? You seem to not give a shit.
Of course. I have to save Master Byakuya.
And you really think you're gonna do that by staying here?
Right.
I mean, they're not specifically hunting you, so... meh.
Hey. What do you think, honestly? Is it better for me to stay in this city?
Of course it's better. At least you should leave the gun here. But, meh.
Why are you asking me?
Because you're the person I always ask for advice. And you're the only other person here, so who else would I ask? Oh, I know! My socks! Yeah! What do you think, socks? Should I leave? Oh, wait, I am wearing white socks, just like in the photos. It's all perfect. Actually, I think she's wearing blue socks, but I'm wearing white socks.
I mean, if I go, you'll be alone.
And she's gonna pretend like she doesn't give a shit, but she totally does. Because you're like her first ever friend, sort of, that she's threatened to kill. Even if it was bullshit, she shouldn't have done that.
Toko, do you want me to stay?
The answer is obviously yes, but she's gonna say no. I mean, right?
You have no reason to worry about me.
Just because I have no reason to doesn't mean I won't. That's how friends are, right? After all, if we're friends, then that in itself is a reason.
I'm capable of surviving on my own.
That's true. I've been kind of genocide soloing for a while.
Yeah, you're right. When I'm around, I'm just a burden to you.
That's not true. Your butt gun is kind of pretty useful. Besides, burden or not, if you're a friend, you're a friend. And since you can do some fighting, you're not a complete burden.
Unlike me, you're truly amazing, Toko.
Yeah, you need your butt gun. Also, I think it's Genocider that's kind of amazing, but whatever.
Hey, Omaru?
Komaru! Like, why? I get that Genocider's joking around, but why?
Hmm?
Hmm?
Sorry.
for getting you involved in all this.
You fucking better be. And for bitching me out that one time and then still following me for no reason.
Involved? What do you mean?
Actually, that's a good question. I was forced into this before you had any say in anything. I think.
Nothing.
Nothing? What do you mean nothing? You got me involved in this? What the fuck are you talking about? What?
Just leave before he changes his mind.
How the hell did you get me involved in this? The kids, and then Byakuya was there, and how did you get me involved in this? What do you mean nothing? What are you talking about, bitch? I want answers. Don't you walk away from me. You don't even look sexy when you do it. Unless Genocide does it, then she looks a bit sexy. Just a little bit sexy. No, I'm kidding. She looks pretty damn sexy. Pick up. She might look below average, but she struts her stuff well. Okay, children know this town better than I thought. I thought this place would be fine. I was confident I would never be found, but as if they knew where I was hiding from the beginning, and Monokuma came and attacked me. I was just barely able to escape. I couldn't save her. My wife was killed. She was torn apart limb from limb. They cut off her skin, and her flesh was everywhere. I just ran away. I'm done for. There's no place to hide, no place to run in this city. Oh god, that's not a manga. It's true that your parents were cruel to you, but that doesn't mean you can kill all the adults. Oh, I did not think we'd have a chat with him like this. Okay. Get with that nonsense. After all this, we are well aware that we're killing innocents. Oh, I don't think some of you are. Also, your wording is wrong, by the way, Kamaru. That doesn't mean you can kill all adults. You're supposed to say that doesn't mean you should kill all adults. Because, yes, they definitely can kill all adults. I don't know. My English teacher just kind of forced that into me to get those wordings, at least those words correctly, because anytime I was in that English teacher's class, and you wanted to go to the bathroom, you'd ask, can I go to the bathroom? Of course you can. And you'd try to leave, and it's like, where are you going? I'm going to the bathroom. I never said you could go to the bathroom. And he'd like, he'd drill it into your head that you have to say, may I go to the bathroom, not can I. So, I don't know. I'm kind of particular when it comes to can I versus may I versus will I versus should I and all that. Thanks, English teacher from whatever grade. I forget.
But
This is war. He's right. Although I think this is the first time you're saying you're well aware you're killing innocents. I don't think you ever actually said that until now. When you're burning the enemy's country to the ground, do you stop to spare the good people? Some people do. Then again, those people generally lose wars, unless they're severely outnumbering the enemy. Like, but that's just how life is in a nutshell. If you want to be able to spare your good enemies, then you have to be super overpowering them and super outsmarting them. If you're not, if you're on even ground, then you can't even... If you try to, you're probably going to get burnt for it. Using his analogy. That's why, you know, a lot of people shonen protagonists will try to be like, I want to get more power, I want to get stronger and stronger, so that, you know, I can do what I want, I can do things my way. Because that's the truth of it. If you're in a war and you try to save innocents, you're going to get burned for it. Unless you so badly outsmart and outpower and outmaneuver the enemy that you can succeed doing that. But if you're going to do that at that point, you probably aren't in a position where you just won the war anyways. I mean, it depends. Even if we had years, we would never achieve our dream with that benevolence. I don't know. He's got logic. He's definitely... I understand what he's saying. But...
Demon.
Just because you have a big butt doesn't mean you can go around saying the word butt. Use ass and titties. Those are the proper words now. Consider it fate. We were born and raised here. We were treated as if we weren't even human. Wouldn't it be cruel twist of fate if we didn't fight back? No, I think it'd be a cruel twist of fate if you did fight back. I think that's exactly why it's a cruel twist of fate. Anyways, but for you to just do to them what they've done to you, eye for an eye and all that.
Don't mess with me.
Perhaps you think we should have stayed subhuman, just accepted it? Well, it's true that that's an insult word, but I mean, as long as you use the proper word lagooz, I don't think anyone's gonna get upset. What?
No.
Not like that. Yeah, we're not talking about Fire Emblem here.
Hey.
You tell me, what should we have done? What was the right thing to do? That's tough. That's tough, because they were going to commit suicide, and that's the wrong answer, but their parents were fucking with them, and Junko came along, and I don't think it was wrong of them to go with Junko. Because their parents were fucking with them. Their parents are obviously the problem. They're to blame. They put them in a position where I cannot at all fault them for going with Junko. Even if they knew Junko was a bitch, which I don't know if they realized that at the time, but even if they did, I wouldn't have faulted them. I would still think, you know, pick the lesser of two evils. Or rather, in their position, the person who's less likely to fuck you up in the immediate future. So, and then, you know, Junko taught them stuff. I feel like the turning point would have been, it's hard to say. Junko fucked them up, and then, you know, if you question Junko, who knows what Junko would have done to them, so I feel like the turning point would have been Junko's death. That was a huge turning point, and probably the biggest opportunity to just stop there and be like, okay, but yeah, they liked Junko, but did they really like Junko? Did they realize she was crazy? But then Monica fucked them up, right? So if Monica hadn't fucked them up, maybe they would have turned, so maybe we should be blaming Monica. I don't know. I obviously know Nagisa doesn't want to blame Monica, but meh. I'm just trying to find, you know, the best possible opportunity for them to have turned, because it's true. It's obviously not back when they joined Junko. That is rational. That makes sense. And then Junko kept raising them, so it's harder to fire at that point. So probably after Junko died was their best opportunity to turn over a new leaf, and I feel like Monica fucked that up for them by becoming, you know, the next Junko, sort of. What should we have done to earn the privilege of a normal, happy childhood? Yeah. Life's unfair, I get it. And, you know, I wouldn't have even honestly faulted you too much for killing your parents. As I said, my idea of where the moral event horizon lies is probably much further than other people. If you guys killed your parents, I've been like, sure, okay, I get it. Now stop. Kill them, then stop killing the rest. Obviously the rest of society would have looked down on them and probably tried to treat them badly, but I would have, you know, if I was, you know, some kind of orphanage crazy person, I would have tried to protect them or something, I don't know.
Don't mess with me!
Stop being such a drama queen. Fuck you! You heard his story. He was fucked up. Could have relied on the police, on the government. Are you fucking kidding me? Don't give me that shit, Toko. You know how that's like. You were in the school. You kept wanting the police, and that never happened. Although I feel like they they never fully explained that, but I think they said the police tried, but kept failing too many times. So they just gave up on trying to save the kids in the school, and then eventually, when the kids just got out themselves, they joined Future Foundation. Because I think there is supposed to be a police still, but it's pretty fucked at this point. But again, though, you know, you say you could have relied on the police or the government, but we at least know Nagisa's dad was part of Hope's Peak, and Hope's Peak is huge. They have so much influence. So if they had went to the police or the government, they could have been screwing themselves. So no, up until joining Junko, I don't think they did anything wrong.
Don't mess with me.
You're asking those who have their lives destroyed by adults, just other adults? Maybe. I mean, Junko's an adult, though. What the fuck? She's older than Kamaru, at least. So if you're hunting Kamaru, then I don't know. I gotta keep bringing that up because it's a true fact. She's the same age as Toko, and older than Kamaru. Tish. Ever since we 5 were born in Toa City, our destiny was decided. No one can stop us. With all the children in this town, we will build an ideal paradise. This is one of those things where I don't know if words are going to stop them. We'll have to use force. But I don't want to kill them. As he said, it's kind of stupid to try to spare them, but that's the kind of person I am. I'd try to spare if I can. Because death is so final, as they say. And yes, when you're in war, you usually can't afford sparing people, but I feel like Future Foundation and stuff has gotten so big at this point, and they sectioned off Toa City, and they have a hostage or whatever, but if Future Foundation moves in, I feel like they have a good chance of stopping them without having to kill all these kids, especially because they're kids. So, meh. Especially if we can, you know, get those helmets off of the kids, because aren't they being brain controlled? If they are, then that'd be a huge help in sparing people, if, like, suddenly most of our enemies aren't enemies anymore. With all the children in this town, you're talking about all those brats in the helmets? Oh, actually, what did he just say? Because those helmet kids are being brain controlled, aren't they? With all the children in this town. But again, aren't they being brain controlled? I feel like that's been very heavily implied, but I don't think people like Nagisa have caught on to that. I think that's Monika's doing, or Nagisa's. Again, it's always between those two. One of them's fucking shit up. They're probably both fucking shit up, but it's different shit. They're fucking different fuck shit. Of course, it's not just us, but also the Monokuma kids, all the children. You sure? I feel like you're using them against their will. Somebody is. Monika's the one who got the Monokumas, right? Then I wouldn't be surprised if she set up those helmets.
It's far too suspicious.
Funny that all the kids in this town just happen to have murderous intentions like you. Yeah, that's the thing. They don't. They're being brain controlled, but I don't know if Nagisa has realized that yet. Perhaps I've said too much. Or have you realized it? That would change things. My perspective, you would go a bit down if you've realized it. Really? Then you're being super selfish and making a world for just you five. If you had actually thought the kids were cooperating with you, then I would have been fine with it. But if you're trying to do tough love or some shit, where you're forcing them to cooperate and only after it's ready will you let them be, you're asking for it if that's what you're doing. Because eventually when you release them and show them that you've killed their parents, you know what at least I know at least a few of them are gonna do? Revenge. Revenge. And they'll outnumber you. And what, are you just gonna kill all the kids and it'll just be you five? You three at this point. I mean, unless you're planning on never releasing them, in which case you're full of shit saying you're making a paradise for kids. You mean you're making a paradise specifically for you. Just cause, you know, just cause you had bad parents means you have to fuck up all the parents of all the other kids who maybe didn't have bad parents. So, that's... yeah, fuck you just a little bit if you do know what's going on. I have nothing else to say to you. You cannot stop us now. Oh man, that changes my perspective on you so much. If you know they're being brain controlled, if you're in on it, that's huge. That makes me like you a good bit less. I mean, not necessarily like you as a character less, but as a good person versus bad person, you're definitely way more towards bad person if you know that they're being brain controlled. Pretty bold for a shrimpy little brat like you to talk big. I don't care how unfortunate your childhood were. Killing humans will never be okay. Coming from a serial killer. Well, part-time serial killer.
Demon.
Didn't expect a demon to understand. I get it. I get it. I completely understand if he wanted to kill his parents after all the fucked up shit they did. After hearing that story, if I was a police officer, I would have let that shit fly. Granted, I have no intention of being a police officer, but, yeah, that's just... Granted, it means they're probably mentally fucked up and you want to get them to therapists, but again, we're in the post-traumatic world by this point, and there are really no therapists. At least if there are, they're gonna have to come back into being, as it were. It's tough. It's tough because we're in this post-apocalyptic world. So it's hard to say what is right at this point. It's not easy. That's for sure. Give me batteries. I'd say or give me death, but... life! Even worse. At least if you'd given me death, it would have been a funky change. I've been like, ah, it hurt me, that's weird. As opposed to hearts, which are completely useless to me. Thank you. Oh, and it's two at once. Yes. Yes! Alright, make a save. So, let's get ready for whatever this big next thing is, Nagisa. I am getting a lot more sympathy for them, though, but it's such a conflict. I can't deny that them going with Junko makes sense. And them even starting to kill adults because Junko fucked them up makes sense. But Nagisa seems to be rational and have sense, so I feel like that was the turning point, as I've said. When Junko died, I feel like that was their best point, and Monika fucked them up. So super fuck Monika. But if they know that everybody else is being brainwashed and they're in on it, like all five of them, then my opinion of them goes down a bit and my sympathy leaves. I lose a lot of sympathy for you if you're brainwashing all the other kids. That makes my sympathy for you go way down. If you know you're brainwashing them, that is. I'm sure they're getting brainwashed, but whether or not you know, that's the difference.
This way.
Mm-hmm. Doop, doop. Doop, doop, doop. I mean, do you think you're being nice to all the kids by sparing them, by, you know, you're brainwashing them so that they don't have to feel the pain of losing their parents or whatever, and you can just tell them about it after the fact? Because if that's what you're doing, no, they're going to want to take revenge and you're going to get fucked up. And if you never release the brain control, then you might as well be killing them. Basically.